Welcome to another Meeples and Milkshakes Board Game Cafe unboxing video. I'm Jim. We have a whole bunch of boxes to unbox today. Let's get right at it. Now I need to get the knife because I forgot the knife.
Nice job.
First up, we have the long-awaited Tasha's Cauldron to Everything. This is like kind of like Xanathar's guide. It's just a bunch of new things for D&D 5th edition, and people have been waiting for this for a long time, and ours are a couple days late in arriving, so we're excited to see this here. People are going to be picking up these tomorrow. Most of them are already spoken for. I think we have one or two left, so we'll try to get more, but it's pretty much the most popular book in the world right now in our little industry, so we'll see what we can do. Oh, and then there's a restock of Xanathar's Guide to Everything, which is the other book that's similar to this. Very good book. Highly recommend this if you are a D&D player. I think, beside the Player's Handbook, this is the book that you want to have, and probably now Tasha's as well, if you're a player. And then here is the very nice alternate cover version of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. Very pretty cover. And I think we only have a few of these. Let's just check. There's 2 and 3. And unfortunately, all of these are spoken for. I'm not even getting a copy for myself because they're all gone to customers who pre-ordered them. So I sacrificed my pre-order copy for somebody else who wanted it. But that's okay. I don't know if I'll get more of these, honestly. Maybe not, but hopefully I can. And then we also have a couple copies of Icewind Rime of the Frostmaiden, which is the second to most recent D&D book that came out. We only brought in a couple of these and they sold out right away. And so now we have some more. Awesome. Restocks of Unmatched Jurassic Park. You can play this standalone or combine it with other Unmatched games. This is a tactical card game, tactical battle game, card game. Here you're playing Ingen versus the Raptors in Jurassic Park. There's lots of other Jurassic or Unmatched sets as well. We have a restock of Second Chance. Actually, we have this in stock already, but all of these are actually special ordered for a customer who needs a bunch of them. So these will not be on the shelf. And then we have a bunch of really cool dice that have come in. So here we have Ghostly Glow, Ghostly Glow, Ghostly Glow Pink Silver, Ghostly Glow Orange Yellow. What do we got here? Vortex Solar White, Frosted Pink White. Oh, this is so nice. Nebula Dark Blue White. Oh, love that. Check that out. Look how nice that is. Love these dice. Okay, I'm gonna put these down here because I got a bunch more to look at. Here we've got, oh, I like, ooh, Frosted Teal White. Those are nice matte finish. Ivory White and Black, old school. We have green and white, very simple but elegant. And we have, oh, I like these too. Speckled Silver Volcano, Frosted Clear Black. I like these as well, and I love these ones too. Frosted Blue White. A set of dice, and this one I think we've maybe had before. The black, pink, and white set, and I think they're pretty cool looking, personally. Leaf Black, Gold, Silver, and another Frosted Teal White. I think I ordered 2 of these because I like them so much. I probably wanted one for myself, and I was thinking that when I opened the first one, and now... Okay, let's go. Let's keep going. Never have enough dice sets. Excellent. We were running low on Codenames. So now we're no longer running low on Codenames, the awesome party game for 2 to 8 players, although honestly you can play with any even number of players. It's an awesome word guessing game and one of our favorites. We have 2 or 3 copies in the library because it's awesome, and you should definitely check this one out. If you've never played it, you'll enjoy that one for a long time. Okay. I need a minute to think about this one. Here we go. We're going to talk about Aquatica. This is a brand new game that I have not played because it's brand new, but I also don't know a ton about it except that it looked awesome. Here, let's look at the back together. become one of the sea kings and lead your kingdom to prosperity. 1 to 4 player game, 60 minutes. Simple diving, deep strategies. Right. Okay. There was something really cool about this. I can't remember. Look it up on Board Game Geek. It is on the Dice Tower Essentials list. That means it's awesome. Arcane Wonders generally puts out awesome games. I had read about this and everything to tell you about it. I can't remember. I'm going to have to move on. But check out Aquatica. We have a bunch because it's great. So there you go. This is the remastered edition of one of my very favorite games of all time, Sidereal Confluence. It is a game that is for 4 to 9 players, and it is I call it the friendly trading game. It's called the game of trading and negotiation in the Elysian Quadrant. Everybody plays a unique alien race that's in this galactic federation, economic federation, and you're basically coming together to do a bunch of trading of goods and technologies, and that helps to make everybody prosper in the galaxy. And it's basically a real-time trading and negotiation game. You're going to have a bunch of economic engines at your disposal that are unique to your race, and they will produce different goods and consume different goods, and you're going to need goods that you don't natively produce in order to power your engines, and so are other people. And that's where the fun is, because you're just going to be like saying, hey, I need those brown cubes, will you trade me for green cubes? And you're basically just doing that over and over and over again, and trying to make sure you can power your engines, which will profit you in your economy. And you're doing that over something like 6 rounds. It's an amazing game to play. I've played this at Chuck's several times. I remember one time we had 40 people playing this over 5 tables, because people look forward to going to those conventions where lots of people gather who like this game because it's so special. It takes a couple hours to play, but I can't say enough good things about this. The fact that they've made a remastered edition just makes me giddy. We do have this, I believe we have this at the cafe, and now finally the remastered edition is available. Been waiting for this for several years. I'm very, very excited that it's actually finally out. Definitely look for reviews of this game. I do believe No Pun Included did an amazing review of this game. I think they might have even called it their game of the year for 2017. But don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty darn positive that's the case. It's amazing. It's the best. Love this game. One of my absolute favorites of all time. So here for the first time we have the Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated, the C Team. It's a little hard to read that, but that says C, the C Team pack. So we will have later in some other boxes in the shipment, Clank Legacy. Finally, been waiting for it all year. Excited to see this come out. Here's some really cool minis in here, and at least one of these is special ordered, if not more actually, but yeah. This is an expansion for Clank Legacy, and Clank Legacy is a legacy version, of course, of Clank, which is a great push your luck deck building game, which everybody loves. So, the Menace Among Us is a hidden agenda shuffle building survival game for 4 to 8 crew members. Let's take a look at this together. It is a thrilling semi-cooperative game of intrigue and survival deep in space. That is enough for me to love this game. But honestly, I was told recently about this game, and one of these is special ordered, and I was so thrilled with what I read about this that I brought in several copies. This is the kind of game that I think would work amazingly at the cafe, and one of the copies might end up in the library. I think this is going to become one of my new favorite games, to be quite honest, based on what I've read. I would highly recommend that you look on Board Game Geek for this one for sure, because this looks to be a total hit. And then we have a restock of Architects of the West Kingdom, recently sold out of that. First game in the West Kingdom trilogy. Worker placement game with some really cool interaction. You can take other people's workers and put them in jail and make them pay to get them back. It's really great. Among other things, there's also a virtue track. Depending on how virtuous you are, you get certain penalties or bonuses and advantages and disadvantages. It's a great, great game. Restock is Santa Monica, because we were down to 1 copy. This is one of our favorite new games of 2020. It is a tableau building game. You're trying to build some points by placing people in the right attractions on your Santa Monica beach and pier, and it's just, the artwork is great and the components are great, the rules are simple. We've taught this several times at the cafe and people have loved it and taken it home with them. For some reason, I don't know if it's the art style or something, a lot of people just don't even look at it, don't even consider it, but then when I explain it to them and they try it, they love it. Just say, I love this game. This game, I think, over time will get more and more recognition and become more and more popular. One of those games that initially people don't realize how good it is, and over time they will. And then a game, we have this in our library. This is Tokyo Tsukiji Market, and I still have not played this, but it is a game where it says you play as a Japanese fisherman utilizing 8 fish markets for revenue strategies and 7 external markets for variability. Can you build an efficient fishing engine in 90 minutes? It's like a heavy economic game in a little tiny box, and I love that. And it, you know, for a game like that to play in 90 minutes is special. We've brought this in several times. Every time I think, why am I bringing this in? It's this totally obscure, weird little game that nobody's gonna know about or care about, and every time I bring it in, I sell out. Like, it doesn't take long. So maybe I'm just don't realize there's a huge following for this game, but I'm really glad that there was more available to bring in, and I can't wait to get a chance to play it. Maybe over the holidays I'll finally get to play this game. And another copy of C-Team Clank Legacy. Next up we have Deep Sea Adventure. It's a fun push your luck game where you're trying to get deep treasures from under the water before you run out of oxygen. It's really fun. And then a great party game. It's a drawing game. Everybody but one person knows what the word is that you're supposed to draw a picture of. The person who doesn't is hoping that by the time it's their turn, they'll see enough part of the drawing made by other people that they can guess and continue on, but they don't always, and sometimes that's how people figure out who the fake artist is. Next up, another great party game. This is Insider. It's like 20 questions, but one person who isn't the person giving the clues knows the answer secretly, and they're trying to help everybody guess the answer, but they're also trying to not have everybody figure out that they're the person who knows what the word is. This is just awesome game. I've played this so many times, I'll never get sick of it. Great little game, and great just to take with you in your pocket to party or wherever you're going. Obviously you're not playing too many parties right now, but it's a great game even for a family. You don't need a ton of people to have fun playing this game. Just a few people is all you need. Dark Moon Shadow Corporation. This is an expansion for Dark Moon. This is a special order. I have not really read about Dark Moon just because it was special ordered, and so I haven't really taken the time to learn about it, but the person who's ordered this is very excited about it and will be very happy to see it's finally in. All right, here is Zombie Kidz Evolution. This was a People's Choice Awards winner in 2019, and it was a recommendation for the Kinderspiel des Jahres as well. This game I have not played. It is by Scorpion Mask, and it is I don't know too much about it, to be honest, but I'm told that it's extremely cool, and that's why I brought so many copies in. And it's just a little game. It's relatively inexpensive, and it plays, let's see, what it say, like 2 to 4 players in 15 minutes. So this is great. Probably one of these will go in the library, because one of my things I remember is that it would be good in the library. It is a cooperative game. I do see that on the back of the box. It says, zombies have invaded your school. Gather your friends together for this cooperative game and come up with the best strategy to beat back the foul creatures. Who doesn't love a zombie game, especially when the kids are kicking butt? All right, so here we have a restock of Lords of Waterdeep and the Essential Scoundrels of Skullport expansion. You can certainly play this game without the expansion, but once you've played it, well, honestly, you could play this for a long time without the expansion and just be perfectly content. But then when you do play with this, you'll be like, I've been missing this the whole time. Why have I not been playing with Scoundrels of Skullport? Because it's awesome. And it makes it a 6-player game instead of a 5-player game. And it just adds some really cool stuff. And we always play. Like, the copy in the library has this inside it. Like, that's the way to play this game. I just wish that they sold it as a bundle. Unfortunately, it's not, but there it is. Get one or both. Okay, we have a restock of Silver and Gold, which is a really fun flip and write game, I guess you would call it. You have these included dry erase pens, and you're trying to fill in the cards that you get into your hand by filling in the shapes that are drawn from the deck of Tetris shapes. And it's a race to fill in as many of those as you can to get lots of points, and there's all kind of chaining and combo and really fun stuff. Very tiny little box, but it's a really fun game, and you will often play this multiple times because it's so fast and you just want to play it again and again. It's taken some time. It took about a year for this game to start getting recognition, but now that it has, it's very, very popular, and for good reason. And then for the first time here, we have Ink and Gold, which is a game that we've been enjoying in the Penticton meetup group since the very beginning of the meetup group in 2014. This is an awesome push your luck game where you are basically trying to get as many gems as you can. You're going deeper and deeper into a kind of an Indiana Jones style temple, and the farther you go, the bigger the risk that you're going to get defeated. If you're defeated, you don't get any of the coins that you've collected along your path, but if you eventually, well, chicken out and decide to leave, you get to keep everything you've taken. So that's the trick, is knowing when to leave. Lots and lots of fun. It plays up to 8 players. This will be a great one for once the pandemic is over, although you don't need 8 players to enjoy this game. This is great even at 3 players. We play this all the time with any number from 3, 5, doesn't matter. Just amazing, amazing game, and I'm really glad it's finally reprinted so we can bring it in because it's one of our favorites. Okay, this next one comes in a really sweet looking wooden box, and it's called Pass the Pandas. That's a beautiful box, to be honest. This is the Deluxe edition, and I have not played this game, but I was recently speaking with the owner of the new Board Game Cafe in Victoria, and he told me that this has been maybe their most popular game there, and he loves it and recommends it to a lot of his customers. And we thought, well, you know, we would love to have another really simple to play game. This is a 2 to 8 player game, pardon me. It takes 5 to 10 minutes. So isn't that great? It's a really nice dice game. The dice look great, and the box looks amazing. It's really high quality. And yeah, so we have a bunch of these, and one of these is definitely going in the library, and then we'll have a few of them for sale. Okay. Oh, cool. So Armada is probably my favorite expansion for Seven Wonders. Really neat naval battle edition to Seven Wonders, which is a great card drafting game, and this adds some really neat stuff to it. So this is the new edition that goes with the new edition of Seven Wonders that we unboxed recently. We also have the new edition of Seven Wonders Cities, and hopefully the other ones will be out soon as well. The new Seven Wonders expansions for Seven Wonders, which is one of the greatest games of all time in terms of, you know, awards and popularity and things like that. So excited to have this in. Cool. So there are the other 2 copies of the Princess and the Dragon, because we're supposed to have 8 and we unboxed 6 before. So there they are. Princess and the Dragon. This is probably my favorite expansion for Carcassonne, as explained in the last video. And then 3 more copies of Abbey and Mayor, which is another very fun expansion for Carcassonne. And you can see it has abbeys, mayors, wagons, and barns, and a bunch of new tiles. So if you want a little bit of new variety to Carcassonne, you can try this out. And this is compatible with Inns and Cathedrals, which is the first expansion to Carcassonne that makes it a 6-player game. Actually, so is Princess and Dragon, compatible with 6 players as well. Wow. Okay. At least one of these is special ordered, maybe both of them. I do believe I have more coming, but this is one of the hottest new games, Beyond the Sun. This is my first time touching it. Wow, this looks awesome in the flesh. This is, where's the vitals on here? 2 to 4 player game, 100 minutes, ages 14 up, so it's a pretty serious game. It says here, players take turns to take actions available on the technology board, then produce resources. As more technologies are researched, more actions become available to the players. Actions allow players to improve their economy, move spaceships, colonize systems, and research new technologies. The game ends when a number of achievements are fulfilled, and the faction with the most points claims victory. Earth. This is in Earth in the 23rd century. You represent the leader of of a powerful faction. It's up to you to lead your followers to new homes among dozens of habitable planets found in other systems nearby. The human race will survive, but who will control its destiny? This looks awesome, and look at the neat player board here with the recess section. That's really high quality. Always nice to see good quality components in new games. And yeah, Dennis K. Chan looks like he has a hit on his hands with this one, and I think both of these are already spoken for, but not 100% sure. I think they're both spoken for, but I do believe we're also getting more. Here's another special order. This is Compounded, Better Gaming Through Chemistry. Not just another day at the lab, it says on the back of the box here. Let's look at it together. I have not played this game, and it's special ordered, so I didn't really get a chance to take a look into it, because usually I'll research a game to decide to buy it, but when somebody special orders it, sometimes I'll just get an extra one, because clearly it's good enough for somebody to want. So there's Compounded. 2 to 5 player game, 30 to 90 minutes. And it is, I do remember this game coming out a few years ago, and it's supposed to be rather, scientifically accurate chemistry game, which is pretty neat. So there you go, that's Compounded. And then we have a restock of Codenames Duet, which is the 2-player version of Codenames, the word guessing game we talked about earlier. And then I'm going to say Cinder, but my distributor reps called it something else, and I can't remember how to pronounce it. It's not Cinder though. I think maybe, I don't know, one of us is saying it wrong. But date dragons without getting burned. Live fast, burn bright. That's my motto. Hit me up and we'll start some fires. That's what this dragon is saying. Are you a dragon looking for companionship, or just the adventurous type looking to join the exciting dragon dating scene? Cinder is a push your luck dice game where the more compatible you are, the better odds of not getting burned. So swipe right and say hello. Take a chance on love and see if any sparks ignite. You never know. Before the date is over, you may just take things to the next level. The better the dates go, the more love points you earn, but watch out, just 3 fire will leave you burned, scoreless, and searching for love all over again. Will you be the first of your friends to find love and fulfillment? So, this was described to me as a perfect cafe game, and I can see why. Seems pretty funny to me, and I do like the art, and I like the custom dice. They're very nice. So, one of these will be in the cafe, and the rest will be available for you to take home. All right, here we go. Here's the box full of classic games that everybody knows and loves, like Battleship. We actually had a request for this last week and we didn't have it in stock. Sad me. So now we have Battleship. And Connect 4, very popular game still, and it gets played in the cafe quite a bit. So now we have more of those to take home. Risk is also a very popular game, and not just at the cafe, but also to take home. And we've been out of stock for a while, and it's surprisingly hard for us to get in. So really glad that we're finally able to get it in again. You may have remembered we unboxed Scrabble recently, and here is another couple copies of Scrabble, because this will be something people will want to take home over the holidays, I'm guessing and hoping. We already have copies in the library, of course. Last time we got in Anomia X, which is the not safe for work version of Anomia. It was a special order, and this time we have it to actually put on the shelf. Here's another copy of Anomia X. Blokus is a great classic game where you are trying to block out your opponents by playing shapes. It's sort of hard to see in that first picture, but you can see eventually you're going to meet other people with other colors, and you're trying to cut off their corners so they have nowhere to expand their reach on the board. That's why it's called Blokus. You're trying to block everybody, and it's super fun. It's a great game. It sounds nice. There you go. It sounds nice. It feels nice to play. It's just a really, really good game, and it's why it's been made for so many years. Then we have Guess Who, which is a great kids game, a memory game. Well, it's a guessing game more than a memory game, isn't it? Maybe a little bit of both. I haven't played this in a long time. It's been a long time since I've been 4 years old, but you know, it's pretty cool. So there you go, Guess Who, back in stock. right, and one of the most popular games in our library, which makes me so happy, is Candyland, which I've been told, and I've not researched this myself, but I've been told that this is not, well, it was designed to teach children how to listen and pay attention and like play by a set of rules, but it's not actually a game. It's basically like snakes and ladders. There's no decisions to make in this game. You just spin the wheel and you move to that color, so it's completely random. But at least it's random as opposed to the old version where you drew cards from a deck, and so it was literally, the game was decided as soon as you finished shuffling the cards. Kids love this game, and that's all that really matters as far as I'm concerned. If you have fun, then that's great. Obviously, we hope that people will graduate from Candyland to better games over time, but little kids have to start somewhere, and this is a great place to start because it's very, very easy to learn. Kids love it. It's super colorful, and I can say just as many good things as I can say bad things about it, because it's you know, it speaks for itself, the success of this game. And it's pretty neat that they were able to make a game that was so simple and just to teach kids how to follow the rules, that they would actually have fun and want to play. Kids come in here and the first thing they say is, "Where's Candyland?" They want to play Candyland. Wow. So there you go, Candyland. We have a bunch of copies for people to bring home over the holidays. Okay, so next in here we have a whole bunch of copies of Bananagrams, which is this awesome speed Scrabble style game where you're just trying to make words with all the Scrabble tiles that are in the banana. I can't open it because it's sealed, but there's just a bunch of like Scrabble tiles, like that B there in the banana. And it's a great game, and we have a ton of them now available. They'll all be hanging up by the point of sale counter. So come and check it out, and we also have it in the library. Great game. Okay, next up we have Phase 10, a game I haven't played, but I keep on hearing about people who love this game. It's a 2 to 6 player game, ages 7 and up. Very, very simple game. It says here, be the first player to complete 10 phases. The twist, the phase to be completed is specific for each hand. So I don't know how it works, but if you want to get Phase 10, we have some more. And then we also have some restocks of other classic games like Jenga and Boggle. Boggle's an awesome word finding game, which I will never ever beat my brother-in-law in. Even if he was really drunk, I would still lose to him. And then you can see here on the box it says Boggle Classic, so here's a whole case of Boggle. I'm not going to bother opening it on the camera because you can believe me, there's boggles in there. So there you go, Boggle. Tribond, I have not played Tribond, but it's a game that asks what do these 3 things have in common. So that's pretty neat. I actually probably really like this, but I haven't played it. Apples to Apples is the game that Cards Against Humanity sort of ripped off and made dirty. Apples to Apples is the family version of that. So there you go. That's a good game for taking home, playing with your family. And then we have a couple copies of Anomia, which is a fun party game, and we have that in the library, of course. And people like to take this one home, so here's some more. And then we have more Jengas as well. Okay, so here we have a party game for horrible people, enough said. I knew we had more copies of A Menace Among Us. I think this is the only other copy we have, so there's 3 copies, which means that we definitely will have one for sale and one special order, and hopefully that means one in the cafe, because I really want this in the cafe. It looks awesome. We had sold out of the Root Clockwork expansion, which is a game, or sorry, an expansion for Root that adds a like automata factions, like automated factions, so you can play this solo, or if you're playing with a low player count, you can add additional players to get a richer experience, because this game is better with, you know, 4 players at least, honestly. So this is a great expansion for Root. You know, maybe you're tightening your circle right now and you really want to play Root, but it's just you and your friend. Now you can play a 4-player game of Root. That's pretty cool. And it also, there was also something else in here. What was it? Over a dozen trait cards can give, yeah, right. for the bots. So, oh, and the difficulty levels, right? Okay, so whole bunch of variability for this for low player count type situations. So here are those other copies of Aquatica I told you about. So do check this one out. I'm sorry that I didn't have more to say about it, but it looks great. You will definitely want to check it out. As I said before, Dice Towers Essentials means it is definitely worth trying. Okay, now we have a restock of Exploding Kittens Original Edition. I don't know why it says Original Edition. I mean, I don't know what the unoriginal edition is, to be honest. So it's not the Kickstarter edition, because the Kickstarter edition doesn't open like this. The Kickstarter edition opens like this. So maybe it's the original retail version. I don't know, but I mean, Exploding Kittens is Exploding Kittens. It's a great push your luck card game. It's effectively Russian roulette with cards and without bullets, just exploding kittens. So yeah, very, very fun. Plays up to 5 people. It says an expansion, but I mean, it's basically as big and heavy as the full game. Spirit Island is one of the best cooperative games ever. This takes Spirit Island from a 4-player game to a 6-player game, but also Spirit Island is known as one of the best solitaire games of all time, not just best co-op games, best solitaire games of all time. And we've, one of our staff, Lucas, kickstarted this, and he had it for months, and he's been playing it constantly, not just by himself, but also with a friend, and they've been loving all of the factions. There are so many new, I say factions, but I mean spirits. So many amazing spirits, 10 spirit panels in here. So, I mean, I think the base game came with like 4 or 6 or something. So it's a huge expansion, but it does say it's an expansion for the base game. No other expansions are required to use it, though it's best balanced when combined with Branch and Claw. Okay. So Branch and Claw is a very good expansion. We do have that as well. And I guess they say if you combine it with Branch and Claw, it's even better, and fair enough. That's a really good expansion for Spirit Island. So we have 2 of these in. I don't know if either of them are I don't remember, but I don't think either of them are special ordered yet. And that's probably because so many people kickstarted it. But you know, somebody will have missed out on the Kickstarter, like me, and they will want their own. So here we go. We finally have this in. This is one of the first things that we pre-ordered when we first opened. We've been waiting for it all year, and here it is, finally. Next up, Dark Moon. This is that game that was special ordered I was telling you about before. Goes along with that expansion that was special ordered. This is a 3 to 7 player game. This is a game of deception and betrayal at the cold edge of space. Roll dice, overcome traumatic events, throw your friends in quarantine when you don't believe them, and if you're infected, betray everyone at just the right moment to secure victory. That sounds pretty neat and timely, so I'm sure that person will enjoy their new game and expansion. Okay, so here we have Upper Management Pack, which is the other expansion that's out right now for Clank Legacy Acquisitions Incorporated, which will be in one of these few remaining boxes. And yeah, so I think it is anyway. I should hope it is. So there it is. We have a number of these in, and at least one of these is special ordered, maybe 2. Then we have a restock of Exit the Game, The Secret Lab, which is a, let's see, what's the difficulty level on this? Ooh, this is a pretty tricky one, 3.5 out of 5. An exit escape room game, and this was one of the, I think, based on this logo, I think this was one of the originals. It was a Kennerspiel de Jahr winning game. Oh, all right. What's that green one? Let's look at that first. Oh yeah, this is special ordered. Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detectives, The Baker Street Irregulars. So, 1 to 8 players, 14 plus, 90 plus minutes. It's a cooperative game where players try to solve mysterious cases by interviewing suspects, searching through newspapers, and walking the streets for clues. Here, players are walking in the steps of the Irregulars, the young London kids helping the most famous detective ever during his investigations. Very cool. 10 new cases. It's a standalone game. There's a whole series of these Sherlock Holmes Consulting Detective games, and they have a very, very good reputation. I do like the way that this is packaged in this box that pulls out of the sleeve. Very, very nice and classy. Yeah, there we go. This was special ordered. We do have access to quite a few of these, so if you're interested in this kind of a game, just let us know. info@meeples.ca. Just email us and we can bring them in. In the last unboxing, we opened up a couple copies of this, and one of them is already gone, so it's a good thing that we brought in even more, because this continues to be one of the most popular games in the world right now. There we have it. This is the legacy version of Pandemic. You play 12 to 24 games in sequence in this game, and each game affects the next permanently, and it's a lot of fun for 1 to 4 players. Wow. Okay, so a couple unboxings ago we had 2 copies of Mystic Vale came in, and they were both spoken for before they even arrived. This game is consistently just sold out as soon as we bring it in, and we've always brought it in low quantities, so we're trying to learn our lesson and bring in some more. Mystic Vale is an amazing deck building game. It's one of my favorite deck building games. You have these transparent sleeves, or these sleeves, card sleeves, and you're going to slide the transparencies into it, and they will overlap. And you basically, usually deck building, you get like a card and it goes in your deck. Well, in this game, you have like a fixed number of cards, which are the sleeves, but then over time, you're gonna make each of those sleeves like more and more powerful by adding more of these inserts into it. So it's an engine building, deck building game, and with great unique components, and it's very, very replayable, lots of fun. It doesn't overstay its welcome. It's a pretty quick game. Just have always enjoyed playing this. So Mystic Vale, back in stock. We brought Cat Lady in once before. I think it was maybe a special order, but this I think no, it wasn't? Okay. But I think this is only the second time we've brought it in. And this is a cute little card game for 2 to 4 players by Josh Wood. And yeah, so there we go. I like the components and the art in this game. 102 cards in this game, 13 stray cat cards, 6 victory point tokens, etc. It's got a high rating, this game, and people seem to like it. I have not played it yet, but I'm more and more intrigued every time I see it. So there you go, Cat Lady. Now, okay, so I wish I had said something about this many months ago, because here's the truth. I kickstarted this quite a while ago, and I hope I'm gonna like this game. I kickstarted this and I thought this seems like a great game for the cafe, and I wanted to get it. And so I did. I kickstarted 1 copy of each of the colors, orange and blue. And then eventually, months later, I saw it come up for pre-order at our distributor. And I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to pre-order this just so I have 1 more copy, because I intended to put them in the cafe. So now I have copies that will be for sale. But the point of that was, I wanted to see what would get here first, the copies from our distributor or the copies from Kickstarter, because it really annoys me when retailers get their games before Kickstarter backers. And even though I'm a retailer, I'm also a gamer, and I've had that happen where I kickstart a game and I see it in stores and I still don't have my copy, and that really bugs me. And I don't think it's right, and I know that indie developers like this, it's hard for them to deal with it, right? Like bigger companies, they can afford to hold games back and do different fulfillments and things like that. But still, it's not fun when you kickstart a game and you're a backer and you've been sharing news about it online and helping them get their funding, and then you don't even get the game before it's available in the store. Like, isn't that kind of, you're supposed to be special, right, as a Kickstarter backer? So I wish I had said it, because now I'm just claiming that this is what happened, but that's truly the case. I'm very, very happy to have this come in. I just wish I had gotten my Kickstarter copies first. I'm sure the designers of the game and the publishers of the game would wish that I got my Kickstarter copies first, but anyway, it sort of shows a point that you don't really need to kickstart games as well. I have access to games that get kickstarted. They come around to distributors, and sometimes I even back them myself as a retailer, so you can even get all the Kickstarter exclusives through me. I've kickstarted a number of games. If you're interested to know which ones, you can ask me. I have not put them on the website yet because I've just been too busy, but like Frosthaven, Oath, Mantis, oh man, there's so many. Cartographer's Heroes, there's a ton of them. But anyway, I'm kind of annoyed, but also, you know, vindicated that this happened just like I thought it was going to. But anyway, Slip Strike, it does look like a very fun game, and I would recommend you take a look. Look at some videos about it. I did before I backed it, and that's why I backed it, because it looks like it's going to be fun. I don't want to just crap on this the whole time, but it bugs me. I'm a gamer, and I think the Kickstarter backers should be treated better, even though I'm a retailer now. So there you go, Slip Strike. Check it out on Board Game Geek and Kickstarter, and see what you think. Okay, Lovelace and Babbage was special ordered, and we decided to get one more copy in so that it's also available for you to take home if you're interested in it. In this game, you program a computer. Now, is it Ava Lovelace? I should know this because I am a programmer, but she was the first programmer. Not everybody knows this, but the first programmer was a woman. And Charles Babbage is the person who invented, I think it was the difference engine. Well, it says here the analytical engine, but basically several of the first mechanical computers were invented by Charles Babbage. So kind of a neat historical game about computers and programming. So very cool. That special ordered in, and Scott Elms is a great designer, and yeah, he's the designer of this one, so it's probably a really great game. And then Pavlov's Dogs. I think I ordered this for the cafe, to be honest. It was a long time ago that I special ordered only one copy, and oftentimes a small box game like this that I pre-order, it's because I've read about it and I think it's cool for the library. So I don't remember anything about it at this point, except I do love the art and I love the name. And so let's say it says it's a fast, engaging card game of following the rules and acting like fools. Players are dogs working together to complete tests given to them by famous dog tours such as Sigmund Fetch, Collie Jung, and Bark F. Skinner. Okay. Each test adds a rule, making it harder and harder as the game goes on. Rules can change card values, add actions or verbal responses, or change order of play. A puzzling party game for the whole family. Definitely ordered this for the cafe. So come down and try out Pavlov's Dogs. Alright, so I'm a little surprised because this is the last box and I thought we were going to see Clank Legacy. I got the expansions. Anyway, I'll have to ask my distributor what's going on there. That's disappointing, but here's another special order. Small World Power Pack number 1. And this has been hard to get for a while, so excited to get this in for somebody. Then we have a copy of Wavelength, which is a really cool party game. And let's see, it says 2 to 12 players, but really I think any even number of players would work just fine. I don't see why you would limit it to teams of 6, honestly. Of course, not too many people are going to be playing with 12 players right now, but I can tell you it is fun at 6. It is fun at lower players, probably even fun at 4. I haven't tried it at 4. I don't know why it wouldn't be fun at 4. It should work just fine. So, very, very fun game. Next up, Res Arcana. Haven't had this in a while. This is a very fun card game, kind of a dark art theme, but don't be fooled. This is a very fun card game and pretty easy to learn. I love the rule book, and the iconography is very easy to learn in this game. It makes it quick to play, and it's a lot of fun. And there is also an expansion. It's just out of print right now. Hopefully they'll get reprinted soon, and then we'll bring that in when it gets reprinted. So that's Tom Lehman's Res Arcana. And then finally we have one of Cheryl's favorite games that she likes to recommend to people all the time, and for good reason. Dice Forge is a really, really fun game for up to 4 people, and you get to forge dice, which is why it's called Dice Forge. You get to actually remove faces from the dice and replace them, like upgrading your dice to make them more powerful. And the fun thing is that you get to you roll both of your dice on every player's turn. So I think there's like 9 or 10 rounds in this game, depending on player count, and you are going to get to roll your dice every one of those turns in those rounds, so like 40 times or something. You're going to collect cards that give you additional abilities and additional points, and it's just a lot of fun and really unique mechanics, which I enjoy. This is just one of the best games, honestly, and Cheryl is right to make it say it's one of her favorites. Dice Forge. Okay, so that is it for this monster unboxing. Thanks very much for watching, and if you've enjoyed this video, please give us a thumb up, and please share with your friends and subscribe. There will be more unboxings coming in the next week. We have even more things coming, and we appreciate your support. We know it's a tough time right now with the pandemic. Our understanding is that the new rules that were posted yesterday by Dr. Bonnie Henry, that the new orders don't exactly apply to restaurants and bars, but the rules really apply to people. So do take a look at the orders online on the GovBC website and find out what is expected of you by the provincial health officer. And you know, we do have some expectations that we're following our COVID safety protocols, and we definitely are. We're probably above and beyond the COVID safety protocols, to be honest. We were ahead of the curve when it came to making mask wearing mandatory, for example. We have these huge, awesome plexiglass dividers, which are way, way bigger than is required by the COVID safety requirements. So you can feel safe coming in here. And of course, everybody should follow the rules, and we should all try to flatten that curve so that we can get back to having lots of fun together, in the not too distant future. So again, thanks very much for your continued support, and take a look at meeples.ca and in store for all of these awesome games that we've just unboxed. Until then, be kind, stay safe and calm, and let's get through this together. Thanks. Bye.